2 years ago, I made a video about YAML properties. It's still one of the most watched videos on this channel, but Obsidian Bases changes everything. YAML properties are now more important than ever. In today's video, I'm showing you why properties are so important, fixing a broken note live, the methods I use to fix my old notes, and a short tutorial on how to create a template with YAML properties. Let me show you why properties are so powerful in Obsidian. On the left-hand side, I have my cards folder. Inside cards, I have the ideas folder, and I've got 21 idea notes inside of here. If I left-click ideas, it brings up my folder note index page. If I hide the left and the right pane, you can see all my ideas inside my Obsidian Vault listed in an ideas base. So you can see here I've got 865 results. We left click properties, you can see I've got date created, idea, summary, topics, updated, and category selected. And I'm filtering everything from my cards, ideas folder, or if it contains the tag idea, ideas, my ideas, or the light bulb. I've also got rules down below to hide what I don't want to see. So that gives me a quick snapshot of all my idea notes. This wouldn't be possible if I didn't have the properties set in those notes. If I hit the middle mouse button on daily disciplines, up the top, I've got the word properties. I've set up a CSS snippet, so when I hover over that word, it showcases all my properties in my notes. You can see here by setting all my properties, I can bring them into my Obsidian base. If I didn't have that in my note, I wouldn't be able to see it in my database table here. So properties are extremely powerful and important in Obsidian. Now, to ensure that all the idea notes have the same properties, what you do is you set a template. So if we hit Control O, type in idea template, you can see in my toolkit templates, I have my ideas template. So we'll open up that one, roll over to the properties again, and you can see it's got the same properties set for every new idea note. And what I do is I put a command link down the bottom for QuickAdd. And then I set up a template choice for new ideas. So every time I need to enter the name of my new idea, call this one properties demo, hit OK. Now I've got a note matching my ideas template, and we can see up the top here under properties, it's already set the date created as well as my tags. The status is in progress and the category is ideas. So all I need to do is enter a topic, summary, or source and start filling in my note. We close the My Ideas template, come back over to my ideas base. If I go up to my search, type in the word properties, you can see I have now got the properties demo note created today, the 15th of July, 2026. Let me show you another example of why properties are so powerful in Obsidian. So we'll come back over to the left pane, we'll close our cards folder, we'll head down to our Vault folder here. I'm going to select that one. I'll close the properties demo note. So that loads up my Vault index page. And if I expand that folder, you can see everything in my Vault is what I capture from external sources. So the main captures are AI, books, web clippings, and YouTube. So what I tend to do is have a workspace set up. So I come down here to my workspace manager, left click, scroll down, select my Vault. That brings me to the Vault index page. And then I can either use my nav menu here and jump to which section I want to go to, or I can choose the base view that I would like to look at. So I want to go to my YouTube here. So what I tend to do is go here, and now I'm in my YouTube Vault and I can see 222 results. If I want to add a new YouTube note, I can hit this little button here. Or I can scroll down and I can view all the notes that I've taken from YouTube. If I want more of a visual representation, I can change this view to a cards layout. And that gives me a little bit more of a visual representation of the YouTube videos that I've taken notes on. But we'll go back to YouTube Vault and we'll just choose one at random here. So I've got this one here, Reality is Becoming Cyberpunk. So I haven't set any star rating for this one, so I'll put 4 stars and I'll say I've completed it. I haven't entered the creator here, so let's open the note. You can see up the top here I've got a lot more YAML properties listed for my YouTube video. So there's a lot more information that I have to fill in here in order to display it on my YouTube base. So this is where the power of the Obsidian Web Clipper comes in. So let's jump over to YouTube and I'll show you quickly how a web clipper template helps get your properties into Obsidian quicker so you don't have to manually fill them out. So here I am on YouTube and I found a YouTube video that's got quite an interesting narration to it. So I'd like to web clip it into my Obsidian Vault to take notes about it. So up the top here, I've got the Obsidian Web Clipper installed. So if I left click that one, you can see it detects my YouTube Web Clipper template. So I don't need to select that. So if I click the little cogwheel here and go down to YouTube, you can see that every time I go to YouTube, it will load this template. And if we scroll down, I've got the note name here pre-filled out. It's going to clip it into my Vault YouTube folder. And then all my properties are pre-filled out for me by my interpreter. Inside the note content here, I've got all the information that's going to be saved into Obsidian. So let's see how it works. Left click loads the YouTube template. Then we just need to select our interpreter. So I'll select Gemini 2.5 flashlight, hit add to Obsidian. And now you can see at the top here, I've got realities becoming cyberpunk 2077. Got my note on the right-hand side here, roll over my properties. I don't need to enter any of the properties for this note because the web clipper has done it for me. So if I want to add to it, I can. So if I want to add a tag or change the progress or add any more topics that I would like, I can do so. I've already got a brief summary, key takeaways, a media extended link, and some timestamps. And then you'll notice down here, I've got my notes with a little player. So what I will tend to do, close that, open up media extended, start using my controls here to scrub through the video. And then I can start taking notes here. So I can make a timestamp. Then I can say this was about this topic. So you get the idea there. And then once I've finished my notes on the YouTube video, I can either turn it into an idea note or a tool or a concept. Or I could just leave it in my Vault under YouTube and come back to it later to read about that note. Okay, so let's have a look at one more. So I'll go down to my workspace switcher again, and we'll go up to Explore Notes. So you can see here I've got my note retrieval timeline base. If we have a look here, we've got Explore Note Timeline. My filters are created, note, location, days alive, and modified time. So you can see I just created that note from YouTube. So it shows up here. Reality is becoming cyberpunk 2077. I've also got the properties demo that I created before that. So that shows up as well. So this just gives me an overview of everything in my Vault that was being created in all areas. So that way I don't need to jump into any specific index page. I can see the location here and I can see when it was created. So it just makes it a lot easier to flush out notes in my Vault. And that wouldn't be possible if I didn't set my properties. So let me show you why I care about this so much now. When I first started using Obsidian 4 years ago, I used to write my notes like this. So I'd have my title, just meta details, and then some inline tags. I didn't know how to add properties in my note. So you can see up the top here, there's no properties in this note yet. After a bit of time, your notes accumulate. And then when you actually need properties to use in Obsidian Bases, it takes a lot of time to add all those missing YAML properties to all your notes. So this one here is an idea note. So what I would have to do to add YAML to this manually is I'd have to go Control-O, open up my ideas template again, jump into source mode, copy all the YAML here, jump into source mode for this one, come down. Now I've got my properties and then I'd have to change the date. So I'd have to take this out and I'd have to go change the date and start filling out all the tags down here. And it would just be really time consuming to do that over hundreds of notes. So sometimes I will find notes like this still in my Vault. I have a plugin that I created called AI Tools in order to fix that. So if I load up my right pane, select AI Tools, it brings up my Claude agent. And I've got a Claude agent command to fix this note here. So I can either use my fix idea command, which is a slash command. So I could go fix idea, select the note, hit enter, and it's going to run through some instructions in order to fix my idea note here. So you can see my Claude agent got the skill fix idea. Now it's looking at my ideas template. Then it's going to read the current note that I've created here. And then it'll run through this skill to know what it needs to do next. I can extend the thinking here to see what's going on. And after about a minute, it's now fixed my 5-second rule note. So you can see up the top here under properties, my Claude agent has filled out all my missing YAML properties. I've now got some date information, got a nice call out for the quote. It's tidied up my formatting on the note and referenced my external sources down the bottom. It also writes to my automation log so that I've got a record of what Claude has done. And honestly, that has been my solution for doing the wrong thing from the start 4 years ago, which helps me keep everything organized now in my Obsidian Vault. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is don't make the same mistake I did. So now you know why properties matter. Let's now go cover the basics. If you're brand new to Obsidian, then this will be useful for you. If you're new to Obsidian, let me show you how to build an ideas template with some YAML properties. Before we do that, let's go into our Obsidian settings, go into the editor tab and make sure properties in document are set to visible. You then need to go down to core plugins, scroll down and toggle on the properties view. This allows us to show properties as metadata in the sidebar. Once you've toggled on those two settings, you can either create a new note, but what I tend to do is go into my templates folder, which is in my toolkit. I'm going to right click and create a new note. And we'll call this one My Ideas Template Demo. There's a couple of ways that I can add new properties to my note. So I can go Control P, type in property, and then select Add File Property. That will allow me to enter the first property for my note. So I'm going to call this one date. If I've already used a property called date before, it will show here. So I'm going to choose date added. You can see a little icon next to it to show the property type. If I right or left click, I can choose the property type. It's already detected that it's a date because I've used it before. The next step is to add my next property. So I can use this little link here, add property. And this time I'm going to choose a default property called aliases. So an alias just allows me to give the note another name. So I could call this one template YAML properties. So that way, if I look for my ideas template or template YAML properties, it's going to show in my Obsidian search. Another way we can add properties is in the sidebar. So if we hit Control P or Command P on a Mac, type in properties and select properties view, show file properties. That's going to show our properties in the right pane. So you can see we've got our two properties that we just added. So let's add another one. So this time we're going to add another default property called tags. And I'm also going to add the CSS classes default property. So now that I've got the 3 default properties added, let's add some tags. So I use a parent tag for my ideas called my, and then / and choose a child item. So in this case, I'll call it my ideas. Also put an idea tag in there and Windows key full stop and select the light bulb emoji. So that way, every time I create an ideas note, it's going to have these 3 tags. If you're comfortable working in source mode, you can come up to the 3 dots here, go into source mode, then you can see what the properties look like. We can just put our cursor where the CSS classes are, hit enter, and enter the name of our next property. The next one's going to be status, and you can see it appeared in the right as soon as I put the colon on the end. Now, I tend to use capitals in my properties, but if you're using your notes across multiple operating systems or applications, I would recommend using lowercase properties. So we've got status, let's put in category. Now it takes a little bit longer to type them out in source mode. So to speed things up, we'll go back to here, go add property, put in topics, add our next property, which is summary. And the last one that I want to add is source. So now we've got our default properties for our ideas template. So I'll toggle off source mode to jump back into editing mode. And then you can see the icon on the left-hand side here. So CSS classes is using the property type list. We can't change that because it's a default property. And that's the same for tags and aliases. We can change the property type on our status. And if you've got multiple statuses, I would recommend using a prefix. So you can see I've got idea status here. So that way it just pulls in all the idea statuses instead of all the statuses across all notes. And the topics is list as well. And summary is text. And source is a list. So the last two properties that I haven't covered are checkbox and number. So let's just add them to see what they look like. So I'll hit add property and I'm going to put in idea tag number. We can see that the property type on that one is a number. So that will accept numbers. And then we'll also put a checkbox. So I'll go idea red. And we can see that now I've got a checkbox that I can check on or off. And that one is using the checkbox property type. So that's covering all the properties that are available in Obsidian. So the last step would be to apply this every time we create an idea note. So I'm going to use the QuickAdd community plugin. So we'll come into the settings here, scroll down, and I'm going to select my QuickAdd community plugin. I'll scroll down again and I'm going to create a new choice from a template file. Then I'm going to select the new template that I just created, which is my ideas template demo. I don't want to change the file format, but if I did, I could turn that on and then I could do something like Windows key full stop, put in a little emoji. So every time it creates my note, it puts a idea emoji, and then I could put double curly braces and put in the date if I wanted to. So you can see there, I'm starting to build what the note would look like. And if I wanted to even put the name of the note there, I could do that. So whatever name I give this idea, it will auto add it here. And if you didn't want the tag, you could put that away there. You could do something like that. Now it's going to ask me the location to create it. By default, it'll just put it in my note lab up here. So I want to put it in a specific folder. I want to put it in my cards idea folder. So I'll type in 2 cards and select my ideas folder here. And I just need to hit add. And then if I scroll down, I can link it to the created file. I don't want to do that. I do want to open it, and I can either open in a new tab or the current tab or a split pane. I'll just say new tab. So I do need to give it a new name. So we'll go back into here, click up new template and go new idea demo. We could even put a Windows key full stop light bulb there. So that's what it looks like. So then when I close, then all I need to do is Control P, type in QuickAdd, run QuickAdd, scroll down, select my new ideas demo, give it a name, showcasing YAML properties, select OK. And now you can see that I've got my idea note with the date, showcasing YAML properties. It's pulled in and my alias here, got my idea, and my light bulb. So then I just need to fill in my information here or over on the right hand side here. If I go back to my minimal desktop here, go over to my left pane, open up my ideas index. And then if I do a search here for YAML, you can see that I've got my new note here. Haven't got a date on it yet, so I can put today's date, hit enter, and now I have my new note. If you're just getting started with Obsidian, check out my Startup Vault Pro. But if you want to level up, then I've also got the Ultimate Vault on my Ko-Fi, and I'll leave a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.